Barry Joe Stull. Go ahead.
Okay, so to get the evidence straight, whichever witness it is. Okay, so what it was a telephone call, and I'm thinking maybe it was in November 2018. Could that be it? Or maybe December 2017, but it was months and months after the event, right? But anyhow, what the subject of the conversation was, and it was to show whether Jeremy Christian showed any remorse. But what he had said, among other things, was that Michael Fletcher, their test had shown that he had the autism, and because he was bullied when he was a kid, so that means that it was it was okay when he bullied me. Well, it didn't work out too well for him, I guess, is what something to that effect, right? And then the other was that essentially that Tilly's aunt sent him to his death by saying that there was a hate crime going on and that he should film it.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so anyhow, what the use of force in the defense testimony said that bringing the camera up and filming Jeremy Christian in the manner and saying that he was going to be an internet sensation was.
Oh, did Telly-sen say that?
Was threatening.
Oh, yeah.
To Jeremy Christian receiving that act.
Right, and it was Telly-sen who said to him, "You're going to be an internet sensation."
That was considered a threat by the use of.
Right. I saw that testimony, but answer my question.
Hold on, let me clarify that. Rather than say it was a threat, that was considered by the use of force expert as Tilly inappropriately getting into Jeremy Christian's face in a way that was against Jeremy Christian's interest, and it's a little too strong for me to say that would be a threat.
Right, Barry, I saw that, but can you answer my question? Who said he's going to be an internet sensation? Who said that? Who said?
Julie to Jeremy Christian.
Julie?
The victim, the dead guy.
The Talesian, the blonde, curly-haired guy. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Yeah, we're talking over each other. The Reed graduate.
Yeah. So he said you're going to be an internet sensation.
Right, and the use of force, and I'm saying this is all focused now in the defense's presentation. The use of force expert said that him approaching and doing that and filming that and saying that was all an invasion of Jeremy Christian's space enough to be, I'm going to say the word threat, yeah.
It threatened his safe space, which in his safe space, he's just the guy who gets to scream and rant on the bus.
Sitting down, standing up, on his book, sitting down, not having any steps towards anyone, not threatening anybody, and until he came up with the camera and got in his face, and it was saying got in his face was how the defense's witness testified.
How did circumcision come up?
And then the response by Jeremy Christian was to smack the phone out of the guy's hand.
Yeah, get that out of my face. Like any number of celebrities who don't like a camera in their face.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's do the math here. How close do you have to be to grab somebody's phone?
Within arm's length. It was probably closer to his face, I think.
Right, so what the use of force expert said that a person's face in his experience, it's generally 6 to 8 feet that we consider our personal zone.
Right.
And when somebody gets into that, they're encroaching on your personal space.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they do that with a camera and they say they're going to make you internet sensation when you're blowing your head off because you have autism, then that might be the way you respond. Okay, so that was that, right? And then, so that was that portrayal of that event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was the response to what was going on when they were doing this do something, and that was considered what was called a schoolyard standoff.
Right. I saw that guy. Yeah.
Actually, or hit me again. What was that? Are you actually? I'm not gonna use force. I'm giving you a chance. Are you really going to follow up on what you're posturing about? And so that's what to do something, right? And when asked what that meant, at one point, the use of force expert said it was just talk. That's how he characterized that. He would characterize it as Jeremy Christian threatening Micah Fletcher when he said do something or hit me again. That was Jeremy Christian making a threat.
Hey, Barry Joe Stull, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you make out better than I can what got him started talking about circumcision on the train? And how that, like, it related to him saying, my body, my choice, that men should be able to decide whether or not they're...
Yeah, we kind of know more about that now.
Okay.
Okay, among other interests, we'll say, or, if you want to get into the autism spectrum, things that he was coping or fascinated with, was he at one point, the state was trying to say he had a business of selling comic books, so that shows that he was high functioning. And the second doctor today, who was saying that Jeremy Christian had autism, was on the autism spectrum, he was saying that they wouldn't characterize what Jeremy Christian was doing with his comic books as a business, but maybe, he made some money at it, right? So among the things he was interested in was religion. He took a Portland Community College class on the history of religions or something to that effect, in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
He was interested in Vikings, Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of his areas of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so having that as an area of interest and already making a stance against monotheistic religions. I finally got the magic word. What he said was a billion. And I didn't hear it right today again. But I think they might have left it out. I think Jeremy Christian's plan for world peace was a billion Christians kill a billion Muslims, a billion Muslims kill a billion Christians, and the Jews all kill themselves because they won't have anybody left to manipulate.
Oh no, and this is what he's saying on the Max right before the killing?
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a joke, except that's just drastically not funny.
Or it is funny, actually, because to sum things up, if you want to be, if you want to be against monotheistic religions, that's a pretty good start.
And then that leads up to him talking about circumcision, my body, my choice.
Well, whichever one came first or second, I don't know.
Oh, okay, right. So somebody needs to clean out the audio track, like a sound.
It was the news you didn't get. They didn't put.
It isn't even on the news. Yeah.
Down in Astoria, so you don't know. But what he announced was that Norway outlawed circumcision.
Right.
And then he continued by saying, because it's sodomistic.
Because it's sodomistic, and he means in the old biblical sense, where sodomy means any perversion against bodies. Which people think sodomy is just one thing. Yeah. Okay. Right. So we're trying to unravel what he was saying. What his.
Here's another angle of the lady from George Fox University. We'll call her the neuropsychologist. Her psychological assessment had to do with words, and one of the tests is having a nonsense word that's a space keeper in a number of paragraphs or sentences. And it's how many, by reading the context, how many of these sentences do you have to go through before you get the answer of what the nonsense word really is? And so if you get the answer by the third one out of five, then you get a point for that. But if it took you to all five, or you didn't succeed, then you would, get a lesser score, right? So they found that Jeremy Christian's word, he had some issues with processing words flexibly. So it's interesting that you brought that up, that when he said saw a mystic, it meant a particular reference to the Bible, right? And the view that any perversion of the body would be considered as sodomy.
Right, which, yeah.
Named after Sodom and Gomorrah, perhaps?
Right, of course. Yeah, it's not like a one thing, like a particular thing. It's like anything other than heterosexual sex in a missionary position is sodomy. Anything, including.
So that's how the circumcision. That's how the circumcision came out, was as part of the announcement that Norway had just outlawed circumcision.
Right. And there's a sort of little known reality that in some conservative Judaic tradition, Orthodox, the circumcision also involves the drop of blood being suctioned off by the rabbi. And it has led to some diseases and like babies getting herpes or something. Yeah.
It happens to you every time. You try to tell me something interesting and then you sit over your stove or something. I can't hear a word you say.
Yeah, I am. Okay. I think it's called, but it has a special name. No, it's
the rabbi and the what?
Basically, suctioning the blood off of the newly, freshly circumcised infant's penis. It's been criticized, and it's still going. It's, I think, the ancient method of circumcision. Rabbi suction. I'm just Googling it to get the correct name. Something BP. Rabbi suction. Oh, God. This is just gross. But it's, oral suction circumcision. Where does it come from? Viewed Metzitza. It's a health measure. Brit Milah. Here it is, Brit Milah. So, for instance, for the anti-circumcision movement, which is like kind of like a subculture that I believe Jeremy to be in, I don't even think his lawyers are going to bring that up. But his ranting is under heavy discussion in, say, anti-circumcision literature. They have anti-circumcision protests, and they have a sort of, if anything, I could say even a cult-like promotion of the notion that all the circumcised men are really disenfranchised and they're abused, they're all sexually assaulted, they're all very psychologically scarred by it and obsessed by it, by this violation that happened in childhood. But I've perused some of the anti-circumcision website culture. They have like talk shows and video shows and stuff like that. But this particular thing is pretty gross, in my opinion. I would not personally go at a baby's genitals with a knife, ever, male or female. That's disgusting. Brit Milah is a Jewish religious male circumcision performed by a mohel, rabbit analgesic cream, translated as suction. It's one of the let's just not talk about. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah.
Wait. Suction is like this.
I know, I'm crushing your little world, because I'm like such a Judeophile, and I'm not like in any way anti-Semitic, but I'm anti-circumcision.
Section with a Hoover? What section with
A rabbi's mouth. I know it sounds like a child sexual abuse, and I think that's where it's going to be viewed one day. It's going to be made illegal, and then it'll just go underground.
foreskin and you suck the blood where you cut it?
And the old rabbi does it, and if he has an STD, the baby gets it. So, or like an orally transmitted STD. It's occasionally passes a disease. It's very, I think it's somewhat rare. Yeah, it's discussed in, I don't know what adult circumcision has a modification for that. They don't, the Brit Milah will be done at the earliest date. Brit Milah is the covenant of circumcision. Oh, okay, so the particular thing that I'm discussing, it might be the Bapay word. I'm clicking on it. Yeah, so what is oral suction circumcision and where does it come from in Haaretz? Health officials have reached a tentative, yeah, here it is. Metzitza Bapay, or oral suction circumcisions. Tentative agreement with New York City's ultra-Orthodox community. So the health department was trying to break down on it because it is sort of a rare fringe thing. Like the Orthodox are like Amish for Jewish. They're like in the 1850s permanently. No offense, I love them, but they're cute. But sometimes, I mean, like they're post-Orthodox women coming out who are basically put in forced and arranged marriages, and things are not rosy necessarily. There's even gay people in Orthodox who get in lavender marriages. I watched a documentary about that in Israel.
Wait, what?
Gay people.
What did you say about marriages?
When a lesbian and a gay male get married, what do you call that? A lavender marriage.
Oh, I thought that was just a marriage of convenience.
Well, yeah, lavender is the specific term. And when it happens within your ultra-conservative Orthodox church, isn't it even more unusual? But they interviewed in Israel a rabbi who specialized in marrying homosexuals into fake marriages, just so they can fit along better with their Orthodox religion. Just get along better. Yeah.
Yeah. Over your inheritance.
Yeah.
You don't want to blow your inheritance just because you're blowing your groove.
So this, we first encounter the practice in the Mishnah, the first compendium of laws of Rabbinic Judaism. Circumcise, uncover, suck, and place a compress. It's probably just to do with the blood flow, or, oh, gross, though, please. Please, oh please. I mean, there's some people that think circumcision is like a, kind of like, you remember Freud and his penis envy? It's like menstruation envy. That men need to have some big coming of age moments surrounding blood. No, I had this long talk with my friend about that. Is Jewish. But she's, it's not my favorite subject. But I think, I wonder if I wouldn't be surprised if you talk to Jeremy and he's just like, yeah, I'm a circumcision activist. We needed to get this conversation into the media. Or like there's some element of point of pride that he brought it into the discussion, that we're having a discussion right now.
Yeah, okay. So what else do we know today we didn't know yesterday? Apparently, according to Jeremy Christian's brother Jeff.
Okay.
Jeremy Christian used to go to bad neighborhoods and seemed to be a victim. He would end up kicking somebody's ass.
Right. He would go places where he'd get jumped. So he was a skilled fighter, so to say, or he walked into vulnerable places just to test his own strength.
No, to kick the bully's ass.
To kick the bully's ass, yeah.
And it wasn't because he was racist. It's just because of the bad part of town.
And where was that he grew up? Was he a Portland guy?
Yeah, he grew up in Portland, and I'm not sure. I still don't know what neighborhood he grew up in, but he said a minority white neighborhood, so that could only be in the hood. There's a 2-mile circle in Oregon that had 95% all the blacks. So if you grew up in a minority white neighborhood,
He grew up in the Northeast. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have
or
to,
North Portland or something. Yeah.
It would have to have been somewhere within.
Before the red line moved to Gresham.
It would have been somewhere within a mile, we'll say, of MLK and Alberta.
Right.
So that might go out to like the 20s or something.
Yeah. I was baptized in Alberta.
Right, out the Northeast. Once you get out the Northeast, like 21st, what they say, Black History Month. That's how they were characterizing it. From the river to 21st and.
Well, I can't wait for the Portland media to cover something else. Honestly. Yeah.
Yep. So anyhow, today's testimony was only the two witnesses, and it was the neuro psychologist and then the forensic psychologist. And so the forensic psychologist was the fellow that was diagnosing Jeremy Christian as having autism spectrum. And so where we were leaving off today was, how come nobody knew about it until you, doctor? So that was the state time to send everybody home with that idea. This guy, he only testifies for the fans. That's what he does.
Right.
He flies up here from Sonoma, California, where he and his buddies have sports cars and wine collections, and what else was he talking about? He was trying to take any aspect of liking shiny, spinny objects, which is that's one of the things that some people with autism like shiny, spinny objects. So anyhow, one of the things that the state was trying to do was to say that this affinity to comic books that Jeremy Christian had was no different than anybody that the good doctors' buddies had. Like, the people that have sports cars, right? Or maybe, you're from Sonoma County, that's wine country, right? So people that talk about wine all the time, right? And he's trying to talk to elicit the witnesses saying that when people have hobbies like gardening, they tend to talk more about that kind of stuff. So talking a lot about your comic books and your interest in those kind of things like Jeremy Christian did wasn't to be seen as something other than what an ordinary fan of something does, instead of a portrayal of one of the aspects of autism. There was focus on Jeremy Christian not wanting. If we had a discussion with you, it wasn't going to change his mind. But that was part of the socialization. His mind is made up.
Wow, this couple, I'm reading the obits in Astoria. The fella died 13 days after his lady died, and neither one of them were expected to die. Ooh, RV fire in Seaside, Saturday night. I missed that. Huh. Okay. Well, Barry, we've been going for like 3.5 hours. If you want to be released, that's longer than Morning Joe, I'm afraid.
It's longer than Morning Joe.
Morning Joe with Mika Brzezinski.
Oh, I missed all that.
Yeah, she's a Taurus. Her dude is an Aries. Yeah, 3 in the morning at no, is it 3 in the morning MSNBC? Her dad was like a whatever, a bigwig in foreign policy. He was a smarty. She's smart. I like her. She's got this like women's empowerment thing called Know Your Value, where she's kind of trying to help women bounce back and get in their career and be on force. And she's I don't know. I like her. You know who else I used to like was Victoria Nuland. Oh, hey, we're at 25 minutes.
I don't know these people.
Victoria Nuland was State Department, but she was career State Department. She was then, I think, lastly, or whatever, for Ukraine, something that they call that role, Eurasian. I think they called it Eurasian Affairs or something. But she's married to, I think, is it Donald Kagan? Or no, somebody Kagan. They're sort of neocons, I guess. They're neither Republicans nor Democrats. They're sort of conservative, sort of liberal, sort of neoliberal, maybe. I don't know. But I just liked her facial expressions, and she was recorded saying "F the EU" by maybe Russians or whoever was tapping her phones, and it became like this big scandal. But I miss her. She's not in this current clown's regime. I don't know. She'd been really she'd been really like, she's like John Bolton or somebody. She's like, she won't go away. She just works for everybody if you're a Republican because she's the best. She's very solid and like knows her international affairs. Yeah, I'd love to. Well, anyway, I think we should get off the phone, Barry. And you can tell me more and get some sleep so you're fresh.
I'll let you go with what I just remembered about the